What's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to my updated OTK Cyber Dragon deck profile. Oh my god, I was gonna completely mess this up. No, this deck is very interesting, and this goes out to all my OTK fans out there because a lot of people know me as the Trap Cyber Dragon player, but I also know how to play the OTK build. Obviously, there's a good reason why I even came up with the Trap build. It was because I was tired of breaking it with the OTK build and then just passing turn and getting killed myself, which is very ironic coming from the guy who's trying to kill people on turn 1. But yeah, this deck keeps getting better and better with indirect support. So, you know, the Regulus, making this deck even more aggressive and more defensive, giving you more options when you go first. And then we have Duality. This card is insane. Oh my god. If you haven't watched the combos that you can put up with this deck, please, and with this card, please watch my most recent Cyber Dragon OTK combo video. It's really freaking interesting. This card is absolutely nasty. I want to say it probably boosts Cyber Dragon more than like any other archetype for now, at least. Obviously, it might be good in like Chaos Dragons, but man, this card is just absolutely phenomenal. Everything else, obviously Clockwork Knight, the Theron Field Spell, just so many nice cards that make this deck as interesting as it is. But before proceeding into this deck profile, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's try to get this video to 1,000 likes. I'm going to be making a live stream on this deck as soon as we hit that, and I know we can do it. And now let's jump right into this beautiful deck profile. Alright, so first things first, I'm playing one Chaos Dragon Levineer. No, it's not a random unsearchable one of. I can actually search it by crashing a Dark the Dark Charmer. And this card is very easy to make because all I need is one Dark and then one monster that can be anything else in order to make it. And I can revive back a bunch of monsters because this format has a bunch of Dark monsters running around. And in case you're wondering, how do you make Dark? Well, any Cyber Dragon can turn into a Chimeritic monster or like Relinquished Anima or really anything. So yeah, it's a joke to summon. And Levineer having like 0 defense makes it very convenient. And being able to summon itself by banishing your Light and Dark, so you can banish like 2 Cyber Dragons and then 1 Chimeritic to like destroy 2 cards on the field without targeting. And you also fuel your banish for Cyber Load so that you can eat OTK even easier. And it's a level 8, so you can make Din Girsu with it. I'm also the innovator of that tech, by the way. So in 2019, when people started playing that, it was thanks to me. But yeah, that's it for the 1 Levineer and then 2 Regulus. You play that as well as the Theron Field Spell. You could play 3 the Regulus with like 2 field spells, but that might be a little inconsistent because it doesn't really do anything on its own. You always need like another card in order to play Regulus, and drawing multiples is very bad. So I think 2 and 1 field spell should be enough. And now for Cyber Dragons, I'm playing 3, but I'm only playing 2 machine dupes. I really don't think you need like 3 machine dupes. With 3 Cyber Dragon, it's just going to start breaking too much. And there might be a world in which you might cut machine dupe to 1 or Cyber Dragon to 2. It's really up in the air, but Cyber Dragon is actually in a good situation right now. It's better than it was before because now with Clockwork Knight, you can start eating boards. Even when your opponent has like an interruption for first Cyber Dragon, you special summon another one, and then you're just free to continue playing. And obviously, Triple Core, I really have no reason to explain this card. It's so obvious. And Triple Hurts. The Hurts I might have to explain because you can also play 2 Hurts if you really want to, but because of the fact that I'm playing Machine Dupe, I just want more Machine Dupe targets, and also it's really nice with Galaxy Soldier. It's a good discard fodder, and if you're playing Forbidden Droplet, Cyber Dragon Herds definitely makes it better because otherwise you might start negging and actually sending cards that you really don't want to send because they don't really have a graveyard effect, but Hertz at least has some form of utility. And finally, the final monster, Cyber Dragon Extra. It's really not a card that you're trying to actually draw in your opening hand. It's a very bad, like, extender early game. It's rather like a finisher. So when you're trying to go for like OTK combos, Nextra really comes up, or when you're trying to like recover and grind with your opponent, Nextra really shines the brightest, but in your opening 5 hand, it's a very bad card. And finally, for the hand traps, I'm on Triple Ash, Triple Valor, and Triple Imperm. I chose not to play the Bestios or Fenrir because Fenrir clashes with Cyber Dragon. I'm going to have way too many monsters that I can only really summon 1 of, and I don't really want that. And the Bestios are also kind of a little inconsistent. Well, it's not really that, but they also indirectly search for Cyber... oh my god. Anti-synergize with Cyber Dragon because you summon monsters on turn 0, so by the time it's your turn, you have a monster on the field. And also, they don't really achieve anything for you. They really just hurt your opponent, and I don't know if that's necessarily what this deck wants. But with Ash, Valor, and Imperm, you can actually start hitting your bad matchups like the Shifter decks, like Flunderies, for example. These hand traps actually do something. And if you can Valor the Robina and they pass turn there, well, at least you might have a chance to OTK. Whereas if you only have like Bestios and cards that you can't use, and they summon the Windbearer statue, you are absolutely screwed unfortunately. So that's it for the monsters, and now for the spells. One Duster. I don't play Proud of Prosperity because I'm really trying to OTK people, but if you don't really care too much, then Duster becomes even better because you can start excavating it with Prosperity. I just don't really know if I can also afford banishing 6 cards with my, like in the extra deck. I might have to like only banish 3 cards with Prosperity if I use it sometimes, so I don't know. But yeah, this like explanation of Duster really goes in tandem with Prosperity because otherwise it's just a random unsearchable Saki one-of that comes up sometimes but not all the time. But yeah, Triple Emergency searches the core the majority of the time, but sometimes you want to search some other monsters like Hertz and Cyber Dragon, very rarely but sometimes. And then 2 Machine Dupe, 1 Repair Plant. You can search Galaxy Soldier or Jizukiru, but I think main decking Jizukiru is a little stupid. Like, realistically, you're not really going to ever search like a kaiju in front of your opponent's face. It really doesn't work. Like, people are not that stupid, and if they are, well, you were winning that game anyways, to be honest. So, yeah, this is not gonna work. Like, you really can't do that. Anyways, Triple Duality, this card is insane! It reads, tribute 1 light or dark monster, special summon 1 light or dark monster with the same original type and level, but different original attribute from your hand or extra deck. Extra deck is really important, by the way, because that's what you're trying to do. And during your main phase, you can banish it from the grave, and then target 1 light and dark monster in your grave, shuffle both into the deck, and then draw 1 card. And obviously, both effects are hard once per turns, but that doesn't matter because you're killing your opponent once you're using this card. You can turn Cyber Dragon into Rampage to get your stuff going, or a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon into Cyber Twin Dragon to OTK your opponent during the battle phase, because it is a quick play spell card. And finally, for the spell cards, 1 Cyber Load, 1 the Therion This Coliseum, my bad, and Triple Clockwork Knight. Obviously, this card is just insane in this deck. DNA Surgery as a continuous spell. I couldn't ask for any better. And finally, for the other cards, 1 Overflow and Triple Imperm. So that's it for the main deck for the cards, and for the extra deck, 1 Mega Fleet. It's funny how it was better than Fortress before, but now it's actually worse because Fortress is easier to summon thanks to Clockwork Knight, being basically generic, and then Cyber Twin because of Duality. Double Rampage, you can summon 1 with the Cyber Load Fusion, and then the second one, I have no idea, so yeah, I think 1 should be, well, I guess Duality, so it makes like a little bit of sense, but I think you can get away with only 1 copy, to be honest. And then 1 Zeus, 1 Dingirsu, 1 Infinity, 1 Nova. You can make the Dingirsu with like double Fortress or Fortress Regulus, Fortress Lavinier, whatever. And then Sigurd, Dark, Lina, Salamangreat, Elmirage, as well as Relinquished Anima. Elmirage is very obvious when you're playing Cyber Dragon Core. You just want to go, like, put it in the grave so that you can use Repair Plant and search your Galaxy Soldier right away. And then Relinquished Anima, I mean, it's a card that is really nice with Cyber Dragon Hertz to, like, break boards. And it's also very nice in tandem with Jizukiru to, like, make it 33 so that you can break boards even more. And now for the idea section, again, not really that it matters, but I might as well just provide to you guys the insight on why I consider these cards. So, Jizukiru for obvious reasons, and then Cyber Dragon Fear can help chain blocking in the TCG only, not in the OCG. This card actually sucks in OCG land, it's so sad. But yeah, anyways, Cyber Dark Chimera with like the Power Bond and Cyber Dark Realm. I don't recommend that because you have to like discard a spell or trap card in order to use the Power Bond search effect. That's so garbage. And then another Mega Fleet, Gigantic Splight with Spread Elf. It's a combo with like Downward Magician where you can make a Zeus with 4 materials without having to use the effect of Gigantic, so you don't even have to play like any spread monsters. But it's 3 extra cards in your extra deck, and I don't think you can afford that, unfortunately. Anyways, Puzzlomino, I'm not main decking the Fear, so that's the reason why it's not there. Power Bond, not really good. Dark Ruler no more. Ironically, this card sucks in OTK decks because you're not dealing any damage, so all you're really doing is just breaking a board and then passing turn on nothing, and then they kill you next turn. So yeah, not really my cup of tea. And now this card is really good for the side deck, Gravekeeper's Engraving. It's basically kind of like a Heat Wave, but better. So it prevents both players from either activating card effects in the grave, or banishing cards from the grave, or special summoning monsters from the grave. You only choose one of these 3 effects, and you have to use this card at the start of your main phase 1. So in other words, it's a hard once per turn, but it's still a really good card. And then Call by the Grave, not really good this format because of the Shizu monsters. They can keep shuffling back the target so that Call by the Grave never resolves. And then Forbidden Droplet, evenly matched. And Rivalry, which is insane with Clockwork Knight. It's very reminiscent to the Rivalry Zombie World combo that zombies have been utilizing forever. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.